Hey guys, what's going on? It's Virstyne. Every year I've seen the Women's March. There's a line from Shakespeare, I think it's The Tempest, that says, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here." And that's what I think when I see the Women's March. These women that are just hateful, horrible demons from hell that have come upon the earth to reign and complain and cause suffering and hate and violence in the guise of fighting for women's rights. And each year it gets worse and worse. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to put a video in the comments where some people went, trying to talk about the dangers of vaccines, and all they had were signs. They weren't bothering anybody. They got hit in the head. They got pushed. Some of those women took their signs. There was a man that actually physically, violently pushed a woman on film. But it's okay, because she was a woman that didn't agree with them. So he totally got a pass. Had it been a man that pushed somebody on their team, then you would have never heard the end of it. These people, these women are horrible, lying, hateful people. And, they had Trump, hate F Trump, all over, signs with their horribly knitted, pussy hats. They look like pig ears, by the way. It's just bad fashion. And they're not even like fashionable, okay? But, it just seems like it's a rally to complain about Trump. Like nothing gets accomplished. These are very privileged women, compared to other women in the world who are truly suffering, who truly can't fight back against domestic abuse, don't have shelters in their country to run to when men physically abuse them, have to cover their face, have to live in subservience like slaves, get stoned if they even are accused of cheating on their husband. They get set on fire, they get genitally mutilated, they're not allowed to be educated. Please tell me, women that are suffering so much in this country, what's holding you back? Oh, it's your shitty attitude. It's your hate in your heart. It's the hatefulness, that you can't face. The fact that you guys are such hateful people. That's what's holding you back. If you ever feel discriminated against, it's because you're horrible, horrible people. It's not because you're a woman, okay? Now, you'll never get rid of sexism. There's always going to be sexism. There's always going to be racist people. But there are laws to protect against that in this country. And we also have, rights to go to school, to basically be anything that we want to be. So I don't even know, what you're accomplishing by having this yearly, bitch fest, which is all you're doing is whining and bitching in the streets and abusing and attacking people who don't even agree with you. It's a shame. You guys are pieces of shit. And I wouldn't even say that you make me ashamed to be a woman, because I am a real woman and you guys are little girls, okay? Real women who stand in their femininity don't act like that. Real women believe in equality of all people. You guys don't, okay? You guys are horrible. Telling these women, that they're killing babies by wanting the right to have sovereignty over their own bodies for vaccines when you have a Planned Parenthood shirt on. Give me a break, dude. You're killing babies. My body, my choice. Yeah, I'm sure that's what the baby says when you're trying to kill it, okay? The baby's like, yeah, my body, my choice, okay? You're carrying the baby, but really you're killing another human being, okay? That's the argument, all right? So, I mean, it was so infuriating and so shameful, that this is going on, and it just gets worse and worse every year. And when Trump wins again, I don't know, you've made more people like me, vote for Trump. I didn't even vote for him last time, but because the left has been so crazy, there are people that are gonna vote for Trump just to spite people like you. Okay, just to make sure that a woman or anybody that you vote for that has your mentality doesn't get into office, because they will for sure destroy this country if that were to ever happen. And that cannot happen, okay? I didn't vote for Hillary or Trump during the last election because I knew what a horrible human being Hillary was. And it's sad that there are a lot of women that think that just because she's a woman, they give her passes and all the evil stuff that she's done for decades. Her and her husband have done for decades. But it's okay. She's a woman, right? She can steal money from Haiti. She can be involved in sex trafficking. She could have a list of people that have been set to testify her, like a mile long, that have been, killed but that's okay. But Trump can't talk about, grabbing women's, pussies in private, which everybody does. I've heard some women say very vulgar things about men, and it was a hypothetical situation too. He wasn't even admitting to doing anything, but that's terrible. That's a terrible thing, and he's a horrible person. But you have, because they're women, they get a pass, right? And this is why you guys are horrible people. I mean, I can't believe this. It's just brainwashing in full effect. I was reading the Unabomber Manifesto not too long ago, and I'm not condoning what he did, but he talks about how the elites or the globalists are going to use this leftist mentality to brainwash people to create violent people such as yourselves. You should read it. Maybe you'll understand why you're the way that you are, right? He's talking about how they use people, and I mean, a lot of these people probably have been victimized by men or women, but you know what? I know a lot of people that have been victimized and they're not assholes. So, I mean, you have to get to a point in your life where you take responsibility for your trauma. I've known some of the most horrible, grotesque, unbelievable stories of violence of friends that I've known, that have happened to them. And at the end of the day, they understood that they had to take responsibility and heal from their trauma and not take their suffering out on anybody else. Otherwise, they're creating a vicious circle, and they're contributing. They're becoming what they hate. They're becoming the abuser themselves. And this is what it seems like this is happening with these women marches. These women marches that go on every year. Like, all of these people that maybe have been abused have become the abusers themselves, and they're no better than the people that they're claiming to fight against, which I don't even know what they're fighting against. They're not even accomplishing anything but stomping in the street and yelling and letting their children curse other people out. My mom would have killed me. I mean, I curse on my channel, but and my mom doesn't like it, but she knows that I'm an adult. But if I had ever done that when I was a kid, cursing, kid as a kid, cursing people out, my mom would have ripped my head off. Like, no way. These have no respect for anybody else. It was just very infuriating to watch. I keep saying that, but I had to make a response video and, talk about why it made me MAGA. It really did. And especially, what really kind of pushed me over. And I wouldn't even say that I'm a Republican. But I'm definitely not a Democrat anymore. I'm definitely not a leftist. And I don't want to be associated with them. And it's hard living in Austin, to have these points of views. I've had my own issues driving Lyft. I've had to drive people, and people watch, just people not even wanting to talk about politics, but of course I would pick people up and they would just want to unload on me. And because I'm a woman, because I'm black, they just automatically think that, I have the same views. And then when I don't, they flip out. I've been in at least maybe 4 arguments with people in that situation, and when they asked me and I told them and they didn't like what they heard, and well, I'm like, you shouldn't have asked, because I knew better than to bring it up myself. But then I'm like, okay, since you asked, this is what I thought. They couldn't, they were wanting to jump out the car when it was moving because they couldn't stand the fact that I didn't fit into their little paradigm. And it was just, I did get some people that were I guess more, and not even, I don't even wouldn't say that they were Republican. They just supported Trump because they liked his policies. They didn't like what he's done. And they were actually the more civil, even killed people that had more common sense and had a good head on their shoulders. So, it's you guys, you women are pathetic, or you girls are pathetic, Good luck, because I can't wait. What are you guys gonna do? Cry? What are you guys gonna do next year when he went, or this year when he went? You gonna roll around the street and cry and smear period blood on your face? I don't know. How low can you go? I don't think you can get any lower, because this, like I said, each year just keeps getting worse and worse. So what is your plan next year, right? Really? Please, why don't you spend your energy in helping people that are really abused, like the sex slaves, all these women that, that were abused by Jeffrey Epstein, which you support people that supported people like that, like Meryl Streep, you know, when she's, you know, she stood up during the Oscars and supported her friend Roman Polanski, who was convicted of sodomizing a 15-year-old girl. Oh, but she's a symbol of women's empowerment. All right, way to go, girls, way to go, women power. Right? You like hate, you like support people like Bill Clinton and Oprah who hobnob with all of these people. But that's empowering women. You guys are sick. You guys are like, it's like you guys are possessed. Are you possessed? Jesus. Terrible. I don't know, like maybe this video is getting too long. I just wanted to put out my comments and say what I thought about it, and just how like I threw up in my mouth a lot, not even a little bit, but a lot, by watching the women's movement videos. And you guys should be ashamed of yourself, you know? This is why people don't take you seriously, you know? Anybody, you probably, you know, if you have, you know, horrible experiences with men, it's because you probably put that energy out and you get it back, and you attract horrible men to you because you're horrible yourself. It's the law of karma. It's the law of attraction, right? And I hope that you guys get every single bit of horrible energy that you sent out to people that you deserve, because you deserve it. You deserve it tenfold. Okay? All right, guys, that's it. I just wanted to vent about that. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Peace and love. Bye-bye. Mwah.